Okay, hello and welcome everybody that has joined the session. We're just going to take at least 1 or 2 minutes just to wait for more attendees to join once the numbers of people are still joining the session, and we'll begin shortly. Okay, I believe we can start the session. So I am Shaheen Khan. I'm a senior lecturer at Regent Business School. Just to give a warm welcome to everybody and thank everybody for attending this webinar. Today's webinar, the focus or the title is on a very interesting topic. We're looking at digital marketing and how new technologies can lead towards generating new marketing opportunities. Just to introduce Regent Business School. Regent Business School is a private higher education institution. The school focuses on the undergrad and postgraduate management education in South Africa. At the undergrad level, Regent Business School offers the Bachelor of Commerce degree, a variety of other undergraduate degrees, all specializing in management, as well as certificate and diploma courses. At the postgraduate level, Regent Business School offers the Masters in Business Administration, the Doctorate in Business Administration, and the Postgraduate Diploma in Accounting qualifications. Regent Business School is registered as a private higher education institution, and the degrees offered are fully accredited by the Council on Higher Education. In 2017, Regent Business School joined officially the Honoris United University Network, making us one of the first institutions to operate across the African continent. Just to give some brief background into one of the new qualifications that Regent is now offering is the Postgraduate Diploma in Digital Marketing, which is directly related to the title of today's webinar. So we've expanded our range of programs, and the Postgraduate Diploma in Digital Marketing deals with the field of digital marketing. Basically, it looks at incorporating, or rather how to incorporate, all the marketing efforts that would make use of any electronic device and the internet to reach consumers. We know, especially in this COVID time and the pandemic, that digital avenues have become more and more important, especially to reach a level of functionality and operations in the business world. So the idea behind the postgraduate diploma is to look at how we can leverage digital marketing channels, optimize search engines, social media, email, websites, to connect with current and prospective customers, as well as to build and generate customer relationships. We know that digital marketing looks at numerous digital tactics and channels to connect with customers, also to identify where customers are spending their time online, looking at customer retention, branding assets, digital advertising, etc. So the idea behind digital marketing is to impart the knowledge and skills on the design, build, management, and measure of effective digital marketing campaigns that are core and critical to the field of digital marketing. To introduce our guest speaker for today's session, I'd like to introduce Mrs. Veronica Motloutsi. She is one of the leading digital transformation executives in South Africa. She has vast experience in multiple sectors, such as ICT, energy, health, mining, retail, financial services, and logistics. She's also the founder and CEO of SmartDigital Solution. So I'm going to hand over to Veronica, and I'll be monitoring the chats as we go along. All the best.
Thank you very much, Shaheen. I'm very excited, and thank you for inviting me to share my journey of digital transformation. I'm just going to share my screen. Thank you, everyone. As introduced, my name is Veronica Motloutsi. I'm the CEO of SmartDigital Solution, a digital transformation company that really helps clients to lead and change the game using digital technologies. I'll be leading you through today's webinar, which is on the topic of how to manage technology innovation to unlock business opportunities. I spend time engaging business executives, assisting them on to drive their digital transformation agenda. And I'll be sharing my experiences on how I saw them shaping their digital strategy and engaging their customer in a competitive way. I'm also very happy that a number of you are interested in this topic and are able to join me. I'm going to speak for 45 minutes and then leave 15 minutes or so for question and answers. And if you are having a trouble hearing me, if you can't hear me properly, just type on the Q&A room just to say that I must increase my voice. I will definitely do so. This is going to be a very interesting and engaging conversation. I've prepared some polls to get you engaged and just to get your view on certain things. So please feel free to participate. I want you to participate actually. And then if you've got questions, any questions, just give them on the chat room. And then at the end of the day or of this webinar, Shaheen will then look at the questions and then we'll engage from there. Thank you very much. You know, it's clear that most of you who have joined are marketers or executives and have been engaging with some of these technologies, but it's very easy to lose track on what are the core capabilities of this of these new technologies that we are confronted with. And it's very important that as marketers, as business executives, we are able to use them to engage in a way that will drive growth for our business and will keep our customers more engaged. If you look at how we then partner with our customer in our companies, this is a very effective way to do so. And it's very important that we understand the value of technology and how that value impacts the customer journey. When you talk about the customer journey, we talk about really the complete sum of experience that the customer goes through when interacting with your company or your brand. As such, it is important to recognize what people really want when they interact with your brand. You know, and it's very important to really understand that whenever a customer interacts with your brand, they really expect something. And when we talk about customer journeys, we talk about two things. Immediacy. Immediacy is, what is immediacy? Immediacy is the ability to get things done, or for the customer to get things done and do what they need to do immediately. That's very important. And the second part of customer journey or enabling customer journey is capability, which means that we are enabling our customer to do what they want to do on our platform or channel, or to be able to do what we have promised them to do. It's very interesting that when I engage with one of the banks through their digital channel, online channel, and I will share my story about the work that I've done with some of the bank on transforming the digital platforms. So I get this message: you are being approved to increase your overdraft to this amount of money. I get excited. Wow, thank you very much. There's a button, call to action, that say get it now. I click on get it now, and then I get an error here that the user permitted not to access this process. It happened the first day. I went back the second day, the same error was there. Now it means that the customer journey is broken. If it's broken, where do I report? They've done an interesting thing. They've got the technology right. They were able to run algorithm to see my spend behavior, that I need to be my overdraft limit needs to be increased. So there's a technology behind, but the customer journey or the process is really broken. And that's what we're going to talk about when we talk about leveraging all these technologies, social, mobile, analytics, cloud, and Internet of Things. We call it SMART it, the new term. And on top of that, we've got other technologies such as AI, biometric, and low-code development. And these technologies are really changing what is possible. It's how we use them to get value and to improve the experience that we want with our customers. And we are coming to a place whereby these technologies are no longer an enabler, but they are an inspiration for your business strategy. They drive your business strategy, and it's how you use them that will change how you engage with your customer and how you provide the best services and how you differentiate yourself in the market. These technologies are amazing. They give you three things. They give you ubiquitous data. All of the sudden, you are confronted with data from social media, from analytics, whatever in the engagement that you are engaged with, that information is presented to your organization. It also presents you with unlimited connectivity through IoT. Though you are able to learn things about your customer, you know where they are, how they spend, and that data comes to you because of some of the technologies that they use, such as the wearable watches, mobiles, and everything. Information just comes to you. And there's a massive processing power. And that's why we are talking about AI and all those things. So the most important thing is that how do you use this technology to improve the experience? As we have seen with one of the banks, they use the technology very well, but the experience was a problem. And that's when we talk about digital transformation. I also put in a screen of one of my clients in the healthcare sector. They've introduced this wonderful technology. It's a WhatsApp, as simple as it looks. So they use the social media to be able to engage better with the customer. Within that, they were able to do natural language processing, that you can talk to this app, you can tell it what you want. Sometimes you use code to click one, click two. Sometimes you type a statement, and this machine, the bot behind this, the AI, is able to interpret what you are saying. And at some point, they will be even including your facial recognition. You do not have to put in your membership number, your ID number to identify yourself. Your photo will be enough to identify yourself. So this is a perfect example of when you use technology and you improve your operational processes to get digital transformation. Talking about digital transformation, what is it? Important thing is to understand that it's made up of two components. Digitizing, which is about operational excellence. This means that you are transforming or you are enhancing the experience end to end, the delivery of the experience end to end. And it's driven by customer experience, irrespective of the platform. It can be on the call center, it can be on social, it can be in the store. But the most important thing is to improve the journey, the experience, the end-to-end step on how I engage with your brand, with your company, with your product. That's the first part. The second part will be now, how do we then become digital? And that talks to the rapid business innovation. How do we use all these technologies to create a new value proposition for the customer? When you combine those two, then they lead you to digital transformation. The fact that I'm presenting this course from, or this webinar from home, doesn't make me a digital. And that's where we get it wrong. We think that just one technology there and that technology there, then we are digitally transformed. Digital transformation talks about the process as well as the technology that you are using to enable those processes to deliver a new value proposition to the customer. I'm going to stop here and allow to do a poll just to hear from you. What does digital transformation mean to you or your company? When you talk about digital transformation, do you really think only of digitization or digitalization? Or you think about it as both or none of the above? Very interesting. I will just give it another few seconds, then we close the poll. I encourage all of you to participate. We've got 101 participants and 58 have participated. And most of you are saying that digital transformation in your company is looked at from a digitization point of view and digitalization point of view, which is very good. Yeah, interesting. At the end of the webinar, we'll also be talking about some of these issues. I want to see what your organization are doing to drive digital transformation or to create that new value for your customer. You can end the poll. Thank you very much. Or show results. There you go. Most of you are driving digital transformation by really bringing in the process improvement part of it, as well as putting the technology on top of it. Thank you very much. So I worked for a bank. I did a project also for banks. And the most interesting thing is that you will have departments, division, every department has their own processes, they've got their own data, they've got their own application, they've got their own technology. Now, I am the customer, I'm Veronica, I want to buy a car. I go to the vehicle finance department, I go and apply, I send my forms, my ID number and everything, I start the process. Tomorrow I realized that, wow, I got a nice car, but I don't have the garage to put this car. Then I decided to buy a house the following day. I go to the same bank, fill in the form. Now the same information that I had shared while I was applying for my vehicle finance, I have to share, I have to now duplicate that for my mortgage application. Two departments, same organization, they interact with one customer. They don't know that both of them are interacting with the same customer because of the silos and the silos in the system. So what is happening now to drive a proper digital transformation? We need to ensure that your backbone, which is your back end, which is your processes, is improved. That's why we also use some of these technologies such as big data, IoT, and AI to create a shared environment so that data can be shared across the organization so that we are able to service the customer better or improve the experience. So for you, before you can think about, this is what I need to offer to my customer as a marketer, you need to say, do I have the data about the customer? What do I know about the customer? Where does that data reside? So that I'm able to provide a frictionless experience to my customer. And which technology am I going to use to drive that? Because we've got a lot of technologies doing the same thing. Some of the technologies are easily available. Then the second part would be that, okay, I have sorted out my back end, our operations are going well, I've got shared data, I've got shared processes. When my customer comes in to apply for a loan, for a vehicle finance, I'm able to know that these people, or this customer does not have an insurance. Let me offer them insurance. This customer does not have a place to keep their car. Let me offer them a mortgage loan. So it's very important. And that's when you bring in the digitalization part of it, which is also driven by SMART. So it's important to know what the customer needs, what the customer wants. You've got enough information, and at the end of the day, match those needs and wants with the digital solutions that are available and be able to deliver that digital solution and offering to the customer. So it's very important to bring all these two together. And we've got a notion that says that customers don't know what they want. So we as a business will give them what we think they want. And there's also another notion that we don't know what the customer wants. then you want to go and ask the customer what they want, and as sometimes they don't really know what they want. So it's very important that as you design this solution, you are able to learn these things together. And I'm going to do another poll just to see how your organization also approach understanding the customer. In your organization, I want to know, what is it true to you? Do you believe that the customer don't know what they want? Then you design solutions for them and hope them that they will adopt those solutions, or you don't know what the customer wants. We'll be closing in 5 seconds. And yeah, you can launch the poll. Thank you very much. Interestingly, 48% says that our companies understand that customers don't know what they want and we don't know what they want, which is in most cases true. And it's very important that we go on this journey of understanding the customer. And when we go onto the journey of understanding customers, technologies that such as SMACT, they are able to help you to learn with you the customer, what they want, and what services we need to provide for them. So if you look at what technologies then will enable us to know what the customer wants, we've got predictive analytics platform, you've got big data, you've got IoT, you've got social media engagement, you've got an artificial intelligence that can give you insights about the customer. Because sometimes you think you know what they want, but looking at the data that presented to you, it can give you a different dimension. So it's very important all the time to really dig deep into your data and work with your actuaries or analysts to understand the customer. Where you don't have information about the customer, then you use tools such as IoT to then get feedback. If you look at the health companies, what they've done now, they give you wearables. It gives them information about your health, about your behavior, and they are able then to provide to you the services that are relevant to your needs. They can even go to a point where they will even personalize some of those experiences. Another dimension that we need to look at as a marketers, because I used to work in an IT department. When I work in the IT department, then I'll get a request to say, please develop this solution for us. We are launching this product and we want a platform that will support this product. And I will say, all right, you want it, you'll have it in 3 months. Then there's a fight between IT and marketing, because they said, no, we haven't prioritized your project, you'll have it in 3 months. Then now what happens, because today's business need to be agile, they need to operate with speed, innovation, and flexibility. Then we look at the platforms such as low-code development that enables you as a marketer, enables you as an executive to develop solution quicker, and that will enable you to launch your product into the market. These are the low code or no code platform. We have partnered as SmartDigital with Quixi. We use their platform to build solution in a day or two. We've got an end-to-end mobile platform that we can use to launch to the customer. And that's some of the trends now that you begin to see, and that it's those kind of innovation, they lessen the friction between your IT department and your marketing or your business or your HR or other supporting businesses, because now there's no issue of prioritization. When marketing department have finalized, have designed the product, have tested the product, they want to launch it and they want a digital capability to support the product, they are able to even themselves develop that product. So those are the new digital technologies that we're seeing that can be used to support our business executives in the organization. Another interesting question that I want to ask you, do you believe that digital technologies such as AI and IoT social can give you competitive advantage? Let's participate in a poll. Do you believe that all this after can give you competitive advantage? We will stop at 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, you can stop. Most of you are saying yes, they will give you competitive advantage. But I've got sort of bad news for you. The technology alone cannot give you the competitive advantage, because I'll tell you why. Everyone has access to social, everyone has access to AI platform, cloud platform, we all have them. And some of the companies that develop all the solutions, they make them available for free. So we all have the same platform, all right? So it's how you integrate it to your organizational system that will differentiate you from the rest of the company, of your competitors. So it's the integration, the secret is in the integration. That's why when we talk about digital strategy, we say it's a plan that shows how you integrate all these technologies to become competitive, because all of us, we've got social, we've got access to cloud technologies, we've got access to IoT, some of this, we don't have to even pay for them, they are free. But it's how you use them that will differentiate you from the rest. I need to remove something on my screen quickly, thank you. And that's why when you think of digital transformation and developing the strategy for your organization, it can be a big organization, large enterprise, it can be a small enterprise, it doesn't matter. You can drive digital transformation, you can use digital technologies to engage to your customer. You need to really have an approach. What do I use it for? For customer engagement, to transform my business model so that I engage better with my customers, or to transform my operational backbone. And it's when you bring all these things together, the solutions, your journeys, and your stable IT backbone, then you are able to deliver value to your customer and be ahead of your competitors. So it's mainly bringing all these things together. Technology alone, it will not help you. Some of the readings that I think you should really look at to help you in your journey as a marketer, as a business executive, as an IT person or digital expert, is Leading Digital. It helps you then to see what other organizations like yours are doing in terms of transforming the customer experience, and also Exponential Organization, where it looks at companies like Uber's, how have they done it, to grow, and platform organization, where they just own a platform, they get everyone to connect to that platform and integrate customers, integrate suppliers to deliver value and make money. Also, artificial intelligence basics. The basics of artificial intelligence is very important to know how this world of artificial intelligence will change. How are we going to engage with robots? Because we have started engaging with bots on WhatsApp, on social media, and how then they will impact us in our organization, and how we use artificial intelligence to learn about the customer, what services and what products they really need. for us, that's really important. And there are a few set of principles that I really want to leave you with. In digital, it's not about the structure, it's about the mission. What is it that you want to do for your customer? It's not about the standard, it's what you measure. Because from what you measure is where you get the insight. How best are you servicing your customer? And how best are you doing against your competitor? It's about also the experiment, testing, going on this journey with your customer, testing with them, understanding each other, knowing them better. Also, it's about trust, not control. Hence, even the development of platform through the low-code development has moved now from IT into business. As a marketing person, you can quickly develop. It's not about, and they need to trust you to develop those solutions. And it's about transparency, and big data enable that transparency. Also about collaboration. Different business unit collaborating with your competitors, collaborating with your customers to drive that value. We are in a platform economy, and within the platform economy, it's only about collaboration. And as well, continuous release. We are an organization whereby they will be building a project for a solution for 3 years. We are with digital now, it's about continuous release. You release a batch, then the next release cycle, another product, you continuously improve on what you offer to your customer. You don't have to wait for a year to release a product. And also, it's not about project, it's about the product and service that you want to offer to your customer. I will stop here and allow for questions and answers.
Hi, Veronica. We actually do have a couple of questions that have come through from the attendees. I'm going to go with the first question. In your view, why do most organizations, why are they unable to work with or implement cross-functionalization with IT systems?
Oh, that's a lovely question. And it goes back to my previous presentation when I was talking about silos. So we come from a background whereby each department had their own KPIs and they will drive their own KPIs. So as such, they're unable to collaborate with other departments. So you get what you measure. So we've seen now with the organization that I'm starting to work with, they've got a shared KPI. So when you have a shared KPI, then you are forced to share processes, you are forced to share data, you are forced to share, also the technologies. And until organization move to the shared KPI, they will not be able to work together. I'll give you an example. You are in marketing, you've got your own KPI. You've got somebody in IT, they've got their own KPI. You are all working separate ways, but you are in the same organization. You are not able to collaborate better. So once you've got the shared KPIs, you are able to share some of these tools. You are able to learn from the same set of data. So you don't compete, you collaborate. And it's only when you have that, we have seen, is when people are collaborating better. But also competition forces now organization to want to work better, do things better, and collaborate more and integrate systems. So the challenge sometimes is that the systems are tightly coupled, and then you are not able to integrate better. So it's very important now. We have seen such integration technologies that have been launched to allow application to be integrated so that data can be shared and department can be able to work together. I mean, when you go to a bank, it's irritating that you have to give them the same information all the time, for the same customer, same ID number for VEF, same ID number for home loan, same ID number for insurance. So it's about time that you create that unique experience for your customer and be able to personalize it for the customer.
Okay, thank you for that, Veronica. The next question is, does our internet infrastructure allow us to embrace 100% digital transformation for our operations, or do we still have to follow hybrid models to conduct business?
It depends. I will tell you why. We have seen it depends where you are. If you are in an urban area, you've got the best connectivity compared to someone who is in the rural area. Okay, that's the first one. And also understand who are your customers, where they are. And secondly, we have started seeing companies now focusing on multi-channel or omni-channel experience, meaning that if I start a transaction in the store, I can finish it on online or on the app, or I can start a transaction on the app and finish it in the store, just to deal with those connectivity issues. It is very important that you design the experience understanding those challenges that we have. We have seen over time the investment of data centers, Google investing a lot of money in the data centers and everything. And we have seen the launch of 5G, most telecommunication companies pushing speed connectivity to allow you to drive your digital agenda. So over time, we'll see that speed, but you need to understand the type of your customers as well. You cannot just develop a fully digital environment while your customers are still behind, or they are in the areas where there's no really connectivity and they're unable to engage with those technologies. So you need to ready the strategies, understanding your customer first and being able to deliver those services to your customer. And also segmenting your customer very well and understanding what are the value proposition for that particular customer segment.
Okay, we have 3 more questions. I'm not sure if you want to answer them now or at the end of the presentation.
Actually, I am at the end of the presentation.
Okay.
I think, yeah, so I can engage as many questions as possible.
Okay, so the next question, our customers have an option of wants and needs. How has the pandemic changed the dynamic between wants and needs?
I don't understand. So the pandemic has changed what?
So basically, this person's asking, how has the COVID pandemic changed the dynamic between customer wants and customer needs?
Customer needs. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So they always say that COVID was a real enabler or driver for digital transformation. So it can be in different ways. I'll explain why. So now you are forced to work from home, and you are forced to shop online, and you are forced to do certain things in a different way because of the lockdown, and you cannot go to the shops, you cannot do certain things physically. Then you are forced to this platform. That is only the platform and how we engage with you. Your needs might remain the same. How you engage to get those needs might have changed. So there is that, we need to know the difference. How do you meet my needs is when you understand me very well as a customer. That's why we talk about know your customer. And you've got technologies such as the big data technologies, predictive analysis, that will tell you that, you know, Veronica, she's now at home and she will usually buy these certain things at this time of the month. Maybe launch a campaign and ask her if she will want these things be delivered to her. That's another level of delivering value to the customer. So because of the behavior, because of the pandemic, the companies can go back to their data and analyze your behavior, what you might need under these circumstances, and be able to deliver all those services to you.
Okay, the next question. How would you suggest we overcome a saturated digital environment, especially in Southeast Asia, in order to achieve a sustainable advantage over competitors?
Again, you will have all these technologies. You'll have a lot of instant messaging platform. You'll have lots of social media platform, a lot of AI platforms and everything. It's how you use them within organization and you integrate them with your systems within your organization that you will find value. There will be new product every day. It's how you use them and it's how you get that or you get value out of it that will differentiate you from your customer and from your competitors. And what organizations are doing also is to standardize on the technologies that they want to use. But again, you want to engage with the customers on the platform of their choice, right? You don't want to just force them to say, you go this way. If most of your customers are on WhatsApp, you want to engage them on that particular platform because they are there. If they are on Telegram, you want to engage them differently. If they are on the website, they are on social media, you want to engage them where they are. Or if you don't want to engage them where on their platform of preference, you need to create a community for them so that they're able to engage better. So it's how you approach it as a strategy. But at the end of the day, technologies will always be there. It's how you integrate it to your internal system and deliver value to your customer and make sure that the journey and the process works.
Okay, can digitalization lower the cost of using integrated management systems?
Can digitalization
lower the cost of strictly using integrated management systems?
So I'm not sure what they mean by integrated management system, but digitization can actually drive operational efficiency if it is done well. You know, technologies are there to improve your processes, to improve how you do things, how you engage, to give you better insights so that you avoid making certain mistakes. So by bringing in those technologies carefully into the organization will help you to lower your costs, irrespective. Sometimes the initial cost of investment might be high, but over time you will see the return on investment. And also understand, what do you want to do? What do you want to achieve and what do you want to assist your customer? It's very important before also making a technology choice.
Okay, the next one's quite interesting. How can Internet of Things help small, medium, and micro enterprises that don't have access to expensive data warehouses in marketing?
Oh, interesting. I think I like that one. First of all, I want to say the data warehouse thing is gone. Central place where you put all your data is gone because data is lying on different things right now. We're talking about Internet of Things. You've got data on your phone, data on your watch, data on different things, and it's how you pull it together to make an insight. So we don't now think about a data warehouse anymore, building these humongous things that will keep your data. No, it's about manipulating that data for, sorry, I meant big data. Okay.
Big data, yeah.
So let me just finish, take it from a warehouse perspective for the benefit of others. So now we are coming to a place where now we talk about big data, which reside in different sources, and using AI to be able to manipulate and understand those technologies. Coming back to that is that as an SMME, there are a lot of freewares, there are a lot of technologies that you can use that are easily accessible, that are cheaper to be able to manage your data very well. I don't want to promote Microsoft and others, but if you look at their 365 cloud environment, it gives you those components that you can build for your business to understand your customer better and make certain decisions for them or with them, depending on what you're getting from them. So there are a lot of technologies that could be used out there. But forget data warehouse, it is gone.
Okay. The next question is about customer needs. So with regards to customer needs, what methods and new technology can be used to create requirements, and how could big data be used to prevent changes later on?
Okay, so what we understand, as you collect data about your customer and you monitor processes and you understand where are your processes failing you, that is the point where you generate new requirements. Because you know that my customer, they are going through this journey, but somewhere along this journey, we've got a problem. So that's the area where we need to improve that particular process so that we can provide unmatched customer service. You get it from evaluating your processes and measuring every part of your process. You don't just measure end to end. Every step, every part of your journey, every moment of truth, you have to measure that moment of truth and be able to improve from there. That's where you will get new customer requirements, and that will be your opportunity for improving. Make sure that as you engage with your customer, you collect data from them. You get feedback from them. What has worked, what has not worked. Based on that feedback that you get from the customer, you are able then to change their experience. And it doesn't have to be a long survey. Sometimes you go to a store, then you get a long survey that you don't even have a time to answer or respond to that survey. It can be a one question, it can be an NPS, Net Promoter Score, you just answer 3 questions. Would you recommend this company? All those things, but make sure that you get feedback, and that feedback will tell you whether you're doing something good or not doing good. And that's how you start using data to gather insights. And once you've got enough data, then you can use it to predict customer behavior and all those things. At the one company where we worked in the telco, we could even predict when are you coming to the store, when would you call the call center, because of your behavior and the challenges we see on the network, that this person has got a lot of problems on the network. They will definitely call the call center. And by the time we call you before you call us. And that's how you do things.
Okay, I have a question of my own. So we know that many organizations are now jumping on the digital marketing bandwagon, and everybody wants to utilize social media, search engine optimization, and a variety of other technologies. However, would you not say that the digital marketing space is getting crowded? And as you alluded to previously, that everybody, the one thing with digital marketing is that it creates sort of a level playing field. So how does an organization then differentiate itself in the digital space when everyone's just got more or less the same access, same platforms, etc.?
The same, I'll give you almost the same response, because we all have same access to Facebook, to Google search, all this, Google Analytics, all this platform. And more startups are coming up with their own platform solutions, and there's a lot, right? And what will happen is that as an organization, you need to understand what works for you and your customer. How do you integrate it and create that unique experience for your customer, where no one else will be able to give them that experience. The technology can be the same, and the experience can never be the same once you understand your customer and what they want. And that's where you differentiate yourself. You cannot differentiate yourself through a technology. You differentiate yourself through an experience that you want to build. If I know that when I go to your organization or to my bank or to my medical aid provider, I will not have to repeat certain things that they should know about me. That's the experience that you want to create. You should, if I know that my data is safe with my company, with my bank, with whoever, that's the experience that you want to create. So all these technologies will always be there every time there's a new project. And if you look at IT, if you look at IT investment and you look at startup funding, most of the funding are on these digital technologies, the SMEC technologies. So now and more, we'll see more solutions being released. But for you, is that what will work best for my customer? How do I create that unique experience using some of these technologies to do that?
Okay. One last one. Again, just something that's been in the media recently. We've been reading a lot of articles about WhatsApp and Facebook, the parent company, changing the WhatsApp privacy policy. And I guess that this ties in with the question of big data, because Facebook obviously wants to gain access into the WhatsApp chats, etc., to generate more data, but it now becomes a privacy problem. And we've seen consumers of WhatsApp start migrating to other social media networks such as Telegram, etc. So how does an organization, like you said, they should have access, or they should know who the customer is. You'd want to enter the same information over and over again. But how does consumer privacy play into this as well?
That's a very important part, because, and I'll come back to WhatsApp and Facebook, right? As you gather this information, understand customer privacy issues, because that has a lot of reputational damage if it's not well managed. When you collect data from the customers, you need to assure them that that data will be used for the purpose that is being collected for, one, and it will be protected. That's the first thing. The second thing is that do not bully your customers. And that's what we have seen with WhatsApp, because they thought that they are the main platform where everybody's on WhatsApp, then they can just bully you. People will simply walk away. It takes one ignorant mistakes to lose your customer. And if you've been observing those 3 days, how much Telegram and Signal had gained in that few days over that ignorancy and arrogancy. So it's very important to understand that when people feel that their information is not protected, they are not safe with you, they will simply walk away. So also it talks about the messaging of certain things, how you communicate and what you communicate to your customer, how you put together that message also has an impact. But in terms of protection of privacy information, that should be a number one priority, because it does have a reputational impact if it's not done very well. And I'm hoping that WhatsApp will address this issue. The unfortunate part and what creates the stickiness is the integration part, that now they're integrating all their platforms and they can start operating as one. And that's where Telegram and Signal are really struggling. So you'll see that people will move to Telegram and Signal, but really not have that experience. And as soon as they are sure that WhatsApp will protect their data, then they will go back to WhatsApp. So it's as much as Telegram has gained, they must work hard on the experience so that people don't go back.
Okay, so I can't see any more chats or questions being posed. And I guess that brings us to the end of our session today. I'd like to thank you, Veronica, for the insightful presentation and for answering the questions so patiently as well, and really giving us insight into this. So once again, thank you on behalf of Regent Business School. Thanks to the attendees for attending this webinar. I hope that everybody's enjoyed it as much as I did and gained valuable insights into digital marketing.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, and looking forward to engage with your customers, working to engage with your alumni and everyone on this platform. Have a blessed day. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Cheers. Bye.